This week, I listened to somebody explain how air conditioning works, and it was a great explanation, except that it took more than a half hour. And I think you can have a much faster explanation that still gives you an intuition for the science behind air conditioning. One of the key insights is that air gets hot when you compress it. So imagine putting air into a tank, and you compress it enough that it gets hotter than the outside temperature, in the case you're trying to cool off an indoor space on a summer day. You compress the air so it gets hotter than the outdoor summer temperature. Then you can take that tank outside and it'll still cool off because the outside air, even though it's hot, is cooler than the tank and the air inside of it. Then after it's cooled off, you can bring it back, open the tank, let the air out, and there will be a cooling effect from that. You can imagine the case that you don't take the tank outside and let it cool down. If you just compress air into a tank, release it again, compress it, release it, there's no reason you would expect any cooling from that. The cooling comes from letting it cool down, but you can cool it down in the hot area if you compress it so much that it gets hotter than that outside area. That's the whole trick. If you're actually trying to build an air conditioner, they do a lot of other clever things. They make it a closed loop. They use better fluids that have boiling points close to the temperature you're working at, which gives you an additional advantage when it compresses or condenses into a fluid. And then expands back to a gas. You have high heat conductive you have highly conductive radiators for transferring heat, things like that. There's all sorts of details that go into the design. But overall, that's the principle behind it. You compress air enough that it gets so hot that you can cool it down even on the hot side of things and then bring it back.